Hey everyone, it's Libby from maighstirtarot. I'd like to acknowledge the ancestors past, present and future and welcome to you, your guides, my guides and the universal energies. Look, if I'm going to sit in the dark, you might as well have a beautiful view out the window. As those that have been with me for a while will know that I am at my mum's at the moment. I spent, was it 4 months or 5 months? I can't remember. It went in a blur. With my mum last year in various places around New Zealand while she was going through intensive treatment for acute myeloid leukemia. And she did bounce back, but it looks like the cancer has done a workaround. So I'm here at the moment to just look after her because when you sorry about that, it was actually a cough, it wasn't me choking up or anything. The hay fever. Oh, spring in New Zealand, hay fever. When the when it's a blood cancer, so it's painless, but it is extremely tiring. And what happens is that she does live alone. There is family around, but they've got young families or they're working full time, etc. So they can't be here to look after her. And if anyone's been a carer, they know that when um, people in this sort of situation, they get tired, they don't feel like eating, so they don't eat, which makes them more tired, and it is a vicious circle. So I'm here, washing, changing the bed sheets, cooking the dinner, driving to and from appointments, and just being at her beck and call, which is an absolute honour and privilege. I'm just going to put it out there. I would not do it. Absolute honour and privilege. We have some amazing conversations. She is a woman who has led an incredibly fulfilling life and does not really comprehend how many people she has mentored, inspired, influenced, etc. So absolute privilege. Anyhow, what I want to have a look at in this particular reading, going to have a look to go to a dark topic, entertainment only, is the negotiations that Wickoff and Kushner. Why on earth was Kushner there? We know why Kushner there. He was there protecting the family money. So what's happened is the Putin figure, and I will say the Putin figure because I haven't been able to pick Putin up for, 18 months or so, and I keep seeing when the time comes to announce that he's passed, they are going to pull out 3 morgue drawers, and there will be a decayed corpse in one of them, and that will be the OT, the original Putin, and there will be 2 of the body doubles, and they will be deciding which one they're going to put on display. Now, that may not mean he's actually passed, but I think the international intelligence agencies have picked up something like 8 body doubles, including the one that came to Alaska. Yeah, I mean, one does not have Parkinson's disease, dying from cancer, and a major heart attack in which one has to get revived from, and look as healthy as the figure that's traipsing around the world at the moment. So the Putin figure that's in, yeah, as I split the deck, this one was on the bottom. But yeah, that's my military card. But yeah, this, when I split it, yeah, absolutely. They're saying you are absolutely spot on in regards to that with the Sun card. The Putin figure that's in India at the moment. So the announcement was made by the Putin figure that was in India at the moment, that they are rejecting any compromise in the peace negotiations. They weren't compromising anyhow, so I'm not quite sure what they were rejecting. There was, they weren't. So, and apparently the 2 areas of contention are demanding that Ukraine cede land and not wanting to do any security guarantees that they won't invade Ukraine at a future date. Not that security guarantees mean anything. It was back in, I believe, 1997, I think it was, that Ukraine agreed to give up its nuclear weapons on the agreement that Russia would never invade it. Well, yes, that didn't go down very well. They did a, testing invasion of Crimea and got away with it under Obama. I'm going to just point out, under Obama. and they got away with it. So why not? Let's have all Ukraine. Oh, anyhow. So refusing to compromise at all, but apparently Witkoff and Kushner had taken a new plan. They're saying, to Moscow to present, and the Putin figure is saying never saw that new plan. So who knows what's going on, because we know that Witkoff is not working for Ukraine at all, and Kushner's there looking after the family money. Okay, so what's happened is that the Putin figures come out and threaten to take Donbas, but yeah, and as I'm talking about these so-called negotiators, we've got the three of the plan, trying to bring the ship into harbour, with the agreement that was made in the past, contracts and agreements made in the past, but they're fading contracts and agreements, misogynistic fading contracts and agreements with the fading of the orange twerp. Oh, that cabinet meeting. Oh, sir, wasn't it wonderful that you prevented all the hurricanes from coming? Oh, please. Blah. Excuse me. Okay, so I want to have a look. The Putin figure has come out in India. Now, you've got to remember, I don't like Modi, never liked Modi. I don't trust Modi. Modi is all about Modi. This is the Indian Prime Minister. But you've also got to remember that he is the leader, supposed leader. I don't know that the elections weren't fiddled with there either. He is the leader of the biggest population, not economy, biggest population in the world. I think India has overtaken China now. They need fossil fuels for their transition with their population. And so apparently Modi has made an agreement to buy Russian oil, assuming Russia can get it there, because they don't have many tankers left and their overland pipelines seem to be mysteriously blowing up. Okay, yes, and this popped out when I was talking about Modi. Financially out in the cold, because, and I'm not excusing having an agreement with Russia. Russia's selling their oil dirt cheap. He is the leader of a country that is transitioning from extreme poverty and lack of education, etc., through to trying to become more prosperous. So therefore, they need this period. I wish they didn't. I wish the renewable energy would step up really quickly for them, but transitioning from this period to something of more prosperity, and they don't have a lot of choices. So I'm just putting it out there. However, and as I was talking about Modi, we've got the Five of Pentacles. Don't have a lot of money as a country to do what needs to be done. Very burdensome, trying to keep control of everything. I don't like Modi, don't trust Modi, but I do understand where he's coming from. And then we've got the World card. The rest of the world may step in to give help to continue the restrictions on Russia. I'm not saying they will, but I'm hoping that because China, yes, everyone goes, oh, but China with its fossil fuels. China has actually reached its tipping point where renewable energy is overtaking fossil fuels, and they are installing more renewable energy in China than the rest of the world combined. So we'll see. We'll see. But I understand. I don't like it, but I understand. But I want to have a look. Going back to Russia. Russia is threatening to take the Donbas region, the entire Donbas region. Apparently there are Russian troops in 85% of it. They're threatening to take the Donbas region by force. Now, you got to remember, Russia, no money. Gee, strange how he's come out with this just after Witkoff and Kushner have visited. But, no money. Drones have turned up. Oh, what's that thrown out at me? Oh. Talking about, oh, let's see if I can get that light back. Yeah, Wickoff and Kushner, they might have been taking some money with them, some form of money. Although crypto and Bitcoin are going through the floor, I believe. So it might have been some cold hard cash, or they may have offered some money for some gold because apparently the Kremlin is selling off the gold. Yeah, there was some offer of money here with Witkoff and Kushner. Partnership, a cleansing, but it's going to be it's a poor choice because I don't think it's going to work with that Two of Coins. The ship is unable to come into harbour and they're juggling the money. So what I'm having, is there might even be a whistleblower that comes out and the money is stopped because we've got the Moon card, the Tower card, and the fading relation contracts and agreements. So there may be something there that comes out. So yeah, Witkoff and Kushner, yeah, they've gone over there and they've offered. I would put pounds to peanuts. They've offered some sort of funding for Russia. Yeah, they're losing even by Russian reporting. They're losing 1,000 men per week on the front line. The economy's gone. The Kremlin is selling off its gold. It's that desperate. Apparently, there have been drones that have been shot down by the Ukrainians that have made in the USA on particular bits inside them. Remembering that didn't some drones that were meant to go to Ukraine get sent to Saudi Arabia? But what on earth is Saudi Arabia going to do with all those drones? You know, it was billions of dollars worth or something, not that long ago. Oh, see that orb? Did you see that orb? Yeah, telling me that the message I'm sharing is right on. Now, the one that went zoom the other day, that was a fly. So I'm pretty sure that would have been a fly. But yeah, that orb telling me that what I'm saying is right on. Okay. So Russia has come out and threatened to take all of Donbas by force. How is that going to, straight after the Witkoff Kushner meeting, apparently they're now going to meet with Ukraine in Florida, but I'm not expecting anything to come out of that much. Pardon me. It's not a cold, it's just blocked up sinuses, but let's have a look. How's it going to go for Russia was my question, which was interesting because that came out and I thought, oh, was I asking about, yeah, it's got the light shining right on it. Ukraine? No, I wasn't. I was thinking about Russia. Forced to surrender. Okay, let's see where this goes. Come on down. The Knight of Wands, being forced to surrender. Now, it's not Ukraine. I mean, the rest of the world sees exactly what the US are doing. Canada's just signed up a agreement, I believe, to become part of the European military instead of NATO, as well as NATO, but part of the European Security Council type thing. Yeah, so the US everyone's turning their backs on the US at the moment. So this is the Nine of Wands. It is some sort of messaging that they're forced to surrender. I'm asking about Russia with their threat to take Donbas because the money is not going to be available. Something about the money that they were promised they're not going to be able to harvest the money. They're not going to be able to access it. Now, I'm not sure about with the India. Oh, you're having a sip of coffee there. It may even be that, India has said, yes, we'll buy your fossil fuels, deliver it and we'll pay you. And it can't get delivered or India doesn't pay or something. There's something here where the money is not accessible. That's the challenge. You've got the Page of Swords at the bottom. a truth-telling being brought forward. Page of Swords are about bringing forward the sword of truth. Two birds on here, which can be the Twitter symbol on social media, but I don't think it's... There's something here where there's a whistleblower that comes forward. Ooh, the Death card. Who's going to fall off the twig? Who's going to pop the clogs? Significant ending, new beginning. Ending of what was. And they're not going to be able to access the money. They're not going to be able to do it. Yeah, they're going to be stalled, stopped, unable to move forward. The immediate future, the Queen of Cups. Who's the Queen of Cups? Ursula von der Leyen, I think, is a water sign. Wasn't she brilliant? Putting it out there. Yeah, sure, we'll give Ukraine to Russia as long instead of giving Ukraine to Russia, we'll give Alaska. Don't know that went over particularly well, and it was just said in pointing out sarcasm to point out how stupid the orange twerp is. But this also may be some sort of negotiation that we don't see. We've got here a judgment card, collective awakening, a klaxon siren coming. This Queen of Cups, she could be presenting some information that really sets off the alarm bells. And then we've got the the Fool internally. So how's this going to go for Russia? I think they're going off a cliff at a fast rate of knots. Okay. Hopes and fears. Which path is the Kremlin going to take? Are they going to go down into the blackberry thicket? Or are they going to take the path of enlightenment? And then we've got the Sun card. Now, this worries me because I have always seen as the last thing that the Kremlin or Russians or whatever, and I'm not talking about the average Russian people, just like when I'm talking about Americans, I'm not talking about the average American people. I keep getting there will be a nuclear silo explosion. And it will be the absolute last thing that happens in this conflict. So that worries me with the Sun card there. The Lovers. Look at these mages. Look how many mages I've got. The Lovers, the fading relationship, the ending of the relationship. And then the Page of Cups. And an unexpected announcement coming forward. The Magician. The Moon. About manipulation and secrets. And there's my DNI Haynes, Director of National Intelligence Haynes card, or it could simply be a female leader coming forward with information. And there's my military card. Again. Just looking at what's on the bottom. So what's Russia? Well, we've got the abandonment and walking away, not accepting the offer. This could be money trails, false victories, government, justice, information coming out, being forced to retreat, news coming from overseas, Haynes, about the orange twerp and the oligarchs that will bring this cycle to an end, and we have the voter. The voters being able to vote freely and fairly again. Okay, so what I'm getting there is that I suspect that Witkoff and Kushner made some sort of money promise, but it's not going to go through. It's not going to work. That sun worries me because I always get that as the absolute last. Well, we've got Ten of Swords and the Smoke and Mirrors, Illusion, Delusion, Poor Choices. I always get, and I know we've had a few rockets blow up, but I keep getting, my guides tell me it is in the silo. It's not a launch and blows up. It's an in the silo blows up. So entertainment only. So it will be contained, but it'll still be a wholly far out moment. Okay, so let's have a look. Oh, well, I don't even know if I want to go look at anything further on this. Queen of Swords, uncharted territories. Is the Kremlin, I'm not going to say Moscow because they tend to flee there every now and again, is whoever's in charge of Russia. I mean, they've got tapes. Virginia Giuffre came out in her book and said that she had seen a room in the Epi mansion where he had banks of cameras, everything was filmed. They've got so much compromat on so many people. The Kremlin, they've got it. Epi's got it. It's in the DOJ files. They've got it. But we can't trust the DOJ to bring it out at the moment. Is whoever is in charge Russia? Because, I mean, they've been threatening. I suspect Kushner's father is in one of those videos as well. I don't know about Kushner himself, but I suspect his father is. Current, what is it, diplomat to France or something? Gee, I wish I could get that gig. Okay, but let's have a look. Will there be, oh gosh, they've got stuff that they'd like kept undercover about the oligarchs, and that is what is part of the negotiations. They do, but are they going to release it? Let me just put those back randomly, because we know this information is going to come from somewhere. If it doesn't come from within the United States, ergo the estate or the DOJ, it's going to come from the devil and treason. Are they going to? I mean, it is part of the negotiations. I can't emphasize that enough. The devil and treason. And the unexpected from left field. I think they might. With that Page of Cups. Queen of Pentacles, they've got documents and they're not afraid to use it with that Ace of Wands and then the Ace of Swords. Yes, yes, I think they will. And then we've got my military card again. And then the Ace of Cups. Yes, yes, yes. And the Tower. Yeah, I think they're going to. I absolutely think that they're going to. Or they're threatening to, put it that way. They are threatening to. Okay, I'm going to leave that there. I'll just do a quick couple of cards, just put those back randomly and let's have a look. Russia, the Kremlin is threatening to take Donbas. How will that go for them? How will that go for them? The Kremlin, saber rattling, threatening to take Donbas by force. Oh, yeah, like you and whose army? Oh, the United States Army. Forgot about those ones because you've got all that compromat on those that are far out, man. Now, this is why the Orange Twerp is in power illegally, allegedly, entertainment only, and why he is still there, because all this is getting exposed and cannot be denied. Imagine if Harris had gotten into power, we'd know none of what is currently going on. We would know none of the players. They would just slink back into the shadows until they had a slicker operative to put to the front. Yep, so just know this is why he's here, and this is why we're going through the pain, but just know, like a kidney stone, it will pass. It will pass painfully and slow, but it will pass. So I'm going to just have a look. Russia with the Donbas region. No. The tower. It's all going to come falling down, falling out of windows, falling down. The crown's going to be blown off before they even get an opportunity. I'm not even going to go any further on that. The tower. How's it going to go for them? It's not, is what I'm getting. Okay, I'm going to leave that there. Love to you all. Catch you shortly.